Happy Sunday, and welcome to a brand new episode of More Than Just Task Management, your favorite daily podcast where we help you build a thriving business. With me, Anna Angelova, business coach and consultant, and my co host, Jores Minasvand, a fellow business consultant. Hey, Jores, happy Sunday.
Hey Anna, happy Sunday. Here we are. We wrapped another successful week and we're about to start a new week and, share topics and our insights, hoping to help uh, a few fellow business people like ourselves to, uh, run better, their business better, grow faster. So off we go. Let's start, Anna. What are we going to talk about on Monday?
So, we are kicking off the week. Although it's a long weekend, this is our podcast is daily. So, we are starting the week with a very interesting topic. And you might be facing this with your team. Like sometimes you might actually need to hire people who are more older than you and more experienced. And actually, I would say not sometimes. As the business owner in the beginning, again, you've done everything on your own. But then, as your business grows, of course, you start outsourcing things, you start hiring people. And ultimately, one of the things that the best of the best say is that like you need to be the dumbest person in the room. You need to hire people who are more experienced than you, who know more than you. If you know more than your about finances than your CFO, you have the wrong CFO. If you know more about operations than your CEO, you have the wrong person. So ultimately, you might be facing this. You might need to lead and manage a team of people who are older and more experienced than you. So Monday, we talk about how do you do this? How do you lead a team of people who are older and more experienced than you?
Um, Absolutely, and yeah, we'll talk more about this. I was just going to expand a little bit, but let's jump to Tuesday. Tuesday, we'll talk about how to plan a week to stay productive and stay sane. How do you balance, like, even if you put in 20 task in your list for every day, you'll probably end up at by the end of the day you'll end up with 25 more that you need to do. So how do you organize yourself? How do you attack the list of tasks that you have to make sure that you get what needs to be done, but also make sure that you've done your taking care of yourself, your health, your family, your loved ones, your people. So we'll be talking about that extensively on Tuesday.
And then Wednesday, we are focusing on technology and specifically how to avoid overwhelming your team, yourself, how to avoid this, especially when your team is facing resistance, like when they are resisting to change. And this topic, like we are bringing this topic up because there's so many things going on right now. Like the latest kid on the block is AI, and we've had other conversations around AI, and it's like if you don't use it feels like that you are left behind, and you might still be facing resistance within your team because ultimately there are so many articles out there. And I think recently, which was like a few weeks ago, Microsoft released the list of jobs that will be impacted by AI and could be replaced by AI. So some of your people might even be afraid that, wait a minute, am I training my replacement? Am I actually making myself obsolete? So that's why we're bringing this topic to talk about avoiding tech overwhelm, especially when your team resists change.
That will be a very interesting conversation for sure and very useful. On Thursday, it's going to be actually a bit of a segue from our Tuesday of when we talked about we will talk about how to stay productive and sane, and this is the subject we're going to cover is to how to stop trying to do everything yourself. So part of the Tuesday conversation will be delegation, and and then we will expand on that on Thursday.
And we are finishing the week on Friday with a topic that can be very interesting for you at any time, actually. And we all wonder how to do this. And it's all about raising your prices. So, when you should raise your prices, and also doing this without losing your customers. So, it's an important topic. And things seem to have stabilized a little bit, although we are still monitoring the inflation, like both Canada, US. We're still monitoring the inflation. Things seem to have stabilized in the past months, but it's still a hot topic. There is still like both central, like the Canadian, the Bank of Canada is monitoring this and seeing what's going on. The Feds are monitoring this. And it's an important topic like inflation and raising prices. And ultimately, when do you do this? And how you do it without losing control. It's a key thing. And sometimes, like when you work with people in services, there is a rate of increase that just goes with the inflation and a little bit over inflation sometimes. So it would be a good conversation. Well, I know that every single conversation is amazing, yes, I know I'm biased, but Friday would be a very interesting one to, if
Mhm.
especially if this is something that's on your mind.
Yeah, and if it's easier if you're a B2B because your customer, they are a business on their own. They understand the need for keeping up with inflation and cost increases, labor, goods, taxes. So it's a bit easier. But if you're dealing with consumers, how do you stay competitive? How do you not shoot yourself out of the market? So we'll talk about that on Friday.
So this is it. This is what's coming up for the week. And as usual, like, if you are a regular listener, you know why we do this. If you are a new listener just listening for the first time to our podcast, Sundays we share the topics for the rest of the week. So this way we give you a chance to decide which ones are important for you. Like, we do encourage you to subscribe so you're notified about every single episode. But this way you know what's coming up for the next 5 days, Monday to Friday. And you can put a reminder in your calendar even so you listen to that episode. And we really, really encourage the just on time learning. Like, whatever your goal is for the year, whatever you're focusing on, listen to that conversation, listen to these topics, and the rest you can ignore, right? Yes, we would love for you to listen to every single episode, but we know how busy you are, and we really, really want you to succeed. And one way for you to succeed is by focusing on what matters right now for you. So, to wrap things up for today, just a quick summary. Monday, how do you lead a team of people who are older and more experienced than you? Tuesday, how do you plan your week to stay productive and sane? Wednesday, avoiding tech overwhelm when your team resists change. Thursday, stop trying to do everything yourself. And Friday, increasing prices and doing it without losing your customers. These are the coming topics for the week ahead. It will be another value packed week. And to get you prepared for this, we are keeping this conversation sweet and short. As I said, if you have not subscribed yet, subscribe so you don't miss an episode. And we will be back tomorrow morning, Monday, with the first topic for the week. Go enjoy your Sunday, spend it with your loved ones, recharge and refresh yourself because a brand new week is starting, a brand new month is starting, and it's time to end the year on a high. So, yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. Thank you for listening today. Joris, thank you for a wonderful conversation to start the week, and hope you have a wonderful Sunday as well.
You're welcome, and thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.